Hello, service, and hi, thank you for tuning in, and it's great to have you with us. I have set a goal for this year for 2025 to bring back a bit of the fun in car care. So this video series is under the motto, back to the roots, back to fun. And it's about moving away a little. From rigorous tests, from scientific comparisons, from number crunching and so on. And that we simply reflect back on why we are all doing this here. Because we enjoy our cars, because it is fun for us to spend time with our vehicles. And because car care is something that can convey joy and fun. The topic of wash buckets is one that, in my view, absolutely belongs when we talk about fun. You can easily run into an Obi or another hardware store and get yourself a cheap bucket and wash your car with it. That's possible, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But especially when we talk about the topic of fun and joy in car care, the wash bucket is one of the first points of contact for me. And also one of those where I say, if we invest a little time, it can bring us a lot of joy. And that's exactly what I want to show you in this video, namely the topic of wash bucket tuning and wash bucket customization. To show you what is actually possible in the area of wash bucket tuning and customization, I have spared no expense or effort and have stocked up a bit over the past days and weeks. And that's why I'm going to set it all up now. And then we'll go through step by step what options we have here. So, as you can see, I wasn't exaggerating. I really spared no expense or effort and stocked up on everything that wash bucket tuning and customization have to offer. Different colored wash buckets, various dirt traps, from detail guards, the classic grid guard, alternatives to it, the cyclone dirt trap, the washboard, the side walls, or the scrub walls, the different handle grips that are available. And with that, we'll now go through these different variants step by step in the first step to see what exactly we have here. And afterwards, I especially want to give you some inspiration for absolutely unique wash bucket setups in this video. Of course, it's coolest when the car care manufacturers already provide us with some special wash buckets from the start, so we don't have to do much more. We just need to decide which dirt trap belongs in here. Although a few, I would even say many of them already come with dirt traps. Megias has always been at the forefront here. The classic yellow wash bucket with the Megias logo, I think most of you know it. This is the more modern version. But there are also many other manufacturers who provide us with this. I've just set up a few examples here. From time to time, you can get such pretty fashionable wash buckets from Sonax in various designs. Have Collective? Do they have these absolutely beautiful turquoise ones? Wash buckets. From Liquid Elements, there are occasionally special ones. I have the one here in the forged carbon look. But there are also ones from Magic Bucket like these with a camo pattern. And from the Chemical Guys, for example, there's this very pretty semi-transparent one. Wash buckets, to mention a few more at this point. Fox Car Care. The Nuke Guys, the Shiny Chiefs, for example, also occasionally have special wash buckets. So you can just take a look around in the colorful world of car care, and maybe you'll actually find a wash bucket from a manufacturer that is ready-made and meets your design requirements. A warning at this point, and it is quite important. Not all manufacturers use standardized wash buckets in terms of size. This, in turn, can lead to problems where some dirt traps do not fit into these buckets because they are either too tight inside, making it impossible to push them down, or they are too loose. And then the dirt trap slips around and we have defeated the purpose of the dirt trap. So this is indeed an important note. And now let's take a look at what customization options are available for the wash buckets after we have chosen a bucket. So now it's about what color variants we have here. And as you can see, we clearly have the largest color selection with the classic grid guard where there is the effective original grid guard. And there are also alternative variants here like the X-Trap from Chemical Works. And you can really find almost every color you want. There is blue, there is red, there is pink, there is orange, there is gold, there is gray. So you really have a nice color selection. But it must also be said, the Detail Guard's Dirt Lock, you can now get really many variants of it. Black, gold, red, turquoise. white, yellow, blue. I don't have the green one here now. So here too, you have many, many different variants to work with in terms of color. We have the least selection in terms of colors here with this one. This is a Chemical Guys Cyclone, but it is also available in the same design from other brands. Here, there is mainly black, there is red, there is blue, there is also a bright green and a pink. And then there are occasionally replicas like this one in turquoise, but you really have to search for those. So with this one here, you sometimes have the least color selection, but the topic of dirt traps already shows that we are now here, depending on what we have or want. Either saying we want something completely colorful, a golden transparent bucket with a turquoise dirt trap, or we want something that matches in color because we say we want the scale division here because it is black, also to combine with a black dirt trap, or we say we want something that is tone on tone. So we take the golden Detail Guards dirt lock here, put it in, and combine it like this. So the dirt trap is already the one. I would also call it the basis of customization because that's where it starts. And now we can also talk about the different dirt trap extensions. We start with the classic, the good old grid guard, which is often already included in the standard delivery of car care. And an extension that exists for the classic grid guard is the so-called washboard. This is an attachment that, when properly assembled, can be placed on the grid guard as follows. With these clips here, I attach it like this, and then I have it here, as you can already see on the side. A so-called board, a washboard, is created with which I can not only rinse the wash mitt better in the bucket, but we can also play a bit with colors here. The disadvantage of the washboard is that, to my knowledge, it only comes in two colors, namely red and black. To my knowledge, there are no additional attachments for the Cyclone dirt trap, so you can only use it as is. Now, credit where credit is due, I believe Ollie from 83, me too, was the first to show this, because you can also do a bit of tinkering, which is, of course, allowed us when it comes to bucket tuning and bucket customization. As mentioned, the grid guard is indeed cool, especially with the washboard, because you can rinse the wash mitt well here without having to go all the way to the bottom. In the bucket, it just has to be more ergonomic, but it's not as good at keeping the dirt at the bottom. The openings here are simply too large for that. This one is very good at keeping the dirt at the bottom because, as you can see, there are large openings at the top, funnel-shaped, small openings at the bottom. Now you can combine them by either saying, I'll take this exactly like this, build it on top and secure it with cable ties. And then I've built a tower here. Or the more extreme variant is you cut off these feet here, and then put it on top and secure it with cable ties together. And then, admittedly, you have a very, very cool dirt trap combination where you can also play with colors again, because the grid guard comes in different colors. The Cyclone, not quite as many, but you can make very, very cool combinations, which I will also show you later in the video. This variant exists. Personally, purely from the functionality of a dirt trap, as I said, this is currently the best one. And above all, there is also an additional attachment here, an extra. That is really cool, namely the so-called scrub walls from the same manufacturer. These are, you always buy them in a pack of 2, so when you purchase a product, you get 2 of these walls. You then clip them in here. Always 2 pieces. You can clip them together, but you can also offset them together. There are 2 more tabs up here. So, and then you have an attachment here. And when you put it into the wash bucket, you have a way to wipe off the wash mitt on the edge. So it's a bit more ergonomic and comfortable than it is here. The dirt then falls down along the wall and stays down there. The disadvantage is the following. You can already see with a 10-liter wash bucket, this would stick out over the top. If that doesn't bother you, you can go ahead and do it. You would need to get the larger 20-liter wash bucket so that it fits in properly. Another disadvantage is that if you do this in a large wash bucket, The screw lids that are available for large wash buckets usually don't fit anymore without further modifications. That's the disadvantage, and that's why it's also a solution to work with something like this here. And you see, it fits in wonderfully. Even when you have cut off the feet and stack it as a tower, this might even be the better version for a small wash bucket. But these are the additional attachments available for these dirt traps. And the absolutely cool thing is these here, the scrub walls, you can also set them up at a 360-degree angle. And much more importantly, the same colors that are available for the dirt trap itself are also available for the scrubbles. This means we have endless variations of how we can combine them here. And what I would like to show you in the next few minutes are images and footage of wash buckets in different colors, each combined with dirt traps in different colors. We start with the uncreative but naturally very fitting color combinations, where it's simply tone on tone. But then we also go through completely, and I will show you that you can also create very, very colorful and unique combinations here. So now we have already looked at some very cool wash buckets with different dirt traps and various color patterns. But now there's another point, namely these handles here. They are called snappy grips. They replace the standard, usually white or black, relatively narrow handles that are on here. You also need to cut them off, so you can apply this one here. And they simply bring a bit more diameter. They have a ribbing inside, making them very ergonomically grippable. And they are just much more comfortable to hold, especially when these are very heavy laundry buckets with 10 to 20 liters of water in them. They also come in many different colors. Gold, white, red, light blue, dark blue, orange, pink. Did I forget something? Green. Green is also available. And that's another way you can put together a slightly more personalized laundry bucket. But that's not all. We have even more options to customize our bucket. There is the classic buckenizer. But there are also replicas here that are a bit cheaper, sometimes significantly cheaper. And you take those and can clip them onto the side of such a wash bucket. And then you can put your shampoo bottle, your wash bucket, your brushes here, your wheel brushes, or whatever else you want to attach additionally. And again, we have various color options here. White, red, black, and bright orange, blue. And these also come in many different colors. And here too, we have the opportunity to add more individuality to our wash buckets. The next option, which actually serves a more functional purpose, is to put a lid on your wash bucket so that when you transport water to the self-service box, nothing spills out if it sloshes over or if the bucket tips over. However, it still allows for visual and color customization. There are two options here. Either you get one that you simply clip on. They are safe to a certain extent when it comes to water that might slosh out. If it tips over, I would rather recommend a screw-on lid. These screw-on lids always consist of two components. First, the part that you put on the bucket, which then remains permanently attached to the bucket. You can remove it again, but it requires effort and leverage. And it's not pleasant to get them off again. And then there's also the lid, which you can screw on here. And then you see we have achieved a seal here and also a certain visual action distinction. And again, we have different colors and various options to customize our buckets. And then there's one last customization option that I would like to introduce to you, namely this here. A wheelbase for the wash bucket, so you can place it in here. There are usually such screws which allow you to fix it better. And then you can conveniently roll your wash bucket around at the self-service box instead of carrying it all the time. Here is the classic grid guard bucket. Dolly, that's what it's called, available in different colors. Here, once in pink, once in the orange. The small downside here is that the wheels that come with it are always red. I find that a bit unfortunate. Personally, I would have preferred if they were black, so more neutral. Then it would have been a bit easier to create a consistent color scheme. So you need to keep that in mind if you're getting an orange, pink, red, or blue bucket. Dolly, the wheels are always red. If you don't get the original bucket, Dolly, then there's also this variant here, which is very common. That means it's not just something where you can place the bucket, but it also has additional bottle storage options. And occasionally, you can also find it with wheels in different colors here in a turquoise variant. But often you will also encounter the red wheels. And that's another cool customization option that we have. And with that, we have looked at all the possibilities you have to customize and tune buckets. Now, a final question. What if you've looked at all the buckets available directly from manufacturers that are a bit special, but none of them really appealed to you or met your expectations? Or you already have a completely plain, single-colored, in this example, white bucket, and you think it's cool that you can craft colorful dirt traps like this. But you tell yourself, that's a bit boring. I'd actually prefer something like this, but I don't want to buy a new bucket now. And of course, there's the whole wide world of the internet, and especially stickers. I went a bit overboard here. I got myself through various platforms. Now this is a package. A ton. There's no other way to say it. I ordered a ton of stickers because I thought, well, that's the cool thing. If we have such a completely monochrome bucket here, then we can plaster it with stickers in every conceivable way and make the buckets a bit more special in this way. But with that, I would like to end the video now because I have shown you all the possibilities that exist. And with that, your imagination is now limitless. However, in the future, I will still show you, because you have seen here, I've stocked up on dirt traps, buckets, stickers, and so on. I will provide you with inspiration by introducing you to a few bucket projects. That means I have chosen a specific bucket with certain dirt traps and specific handles on top. Maybe with lids, maybe with wheels, and then especially with sticker designs where I have thought of something to cover a specific theme. Because that's the cool thing when we talk about sticker designs. You can do anything you want. If you are fans of certain sports clubs, football, basketball, NFL football, and so on, then you can put together a complete design with the stickers and the colors of the dirt traps. If you are fans of certain Formula One teams, you can do that. If you are fans of certain car care brands, you can do that. If you are fans of BMW M, Vaux, the typical red, blue, turquoise, there are dirt traps available and there are stickers you can get. So as I said, there are no limits to your imagination. And I will provide you with a few of these designs and a few of these projects as inspiration in the future But these will be individual videos where I show you what is possible. If the video has been interesting, insightful, and helpful for you up to this point, feel free to give us a thumbs up, support the channel with a free subscription, and tune in for the next video. Cheers.